Welcome to the Marketing Combat Podcast. I'm Chris Kubbernus. This is Jason Donnelly.
Every single weekday, we battle it out for about 5 minutes, usually longer, because we can't shut up. The best part, we both know the marketing-related topic beforehand, but the person who reads it decides what they're fighting for, which means the other person may or may not actually agree with what they're fighting for.
Yes, today's topic, hate speech on the internet, social media, free speech or harmful content. I am against that hateful content. I'm against harmful content. We don't need free speech. We need less speech. We need censorship. We need people be out here just saying the craziest shit, and your grandma believes it. Your grandmother is sitting there, she's voting, by the way, and she's seeing all this shit on the internet, and your children are seeing all this shit on the internet, and they believe it. They think that this is fine, this harmful, hateful content. You don't want that. You don't want pornography. You don't want distasteful content on the internet. You don't want conspiracy theories. You don't want, fake content. Now with AI, like, we're just getting a ton of crap jammed down our throats that we don't know if it's any good. We don't know if it's vetted. We don't know if the data is right. The data is real. We don't know if it's real or not. And most people don't care. Most people just take it face value. Yeah, that must be real. That video of Taylor Swift doing cocaine in the bathroom, that must be real. So I now believe that Taylor Swift is a cokehead, and I'm going to tell all my friends. So we don't need that. We need censorship to make sure that we're not being fed bullshit.
You've heard it here first. Chris Kubbernus is against freedom of speech. At the end of the day, this is all I'm saying. I am for free speech. If you don't like the information that you're seeing and you can't fact check it yourself, that's your problem. That's not my problem. It's not AI's problem. It's not fake news. It's not this. It's not that. It's not the other thing. It's do your research. Every single time I see something and my spidey senses go off that says that doesn't seem like it's real, I look it up, and if 5 news stories don't say that it is real, it's not. And that's it. You know those like stupid things that get on your phone and it says, hey, this guy died, and I'm like, he was young, and I look it up and he's not dead? Work on your brain and forget all that stuff. Free speech till the end. Get it out there. If you don't like it, block it, or look up the facts.
But what about like videos of people being decapitated? We're not talking about like a simple meme, rip Billy Joel, rest in peace, King. We're not talking about that. We're talking about like hard.
Billy Joel die?
No, that's what I'm talking about. Like Billy Joel, be advised, Billy Joel is not dead, so he's alive. I think so. I think as of now, as of this recording, as of this moment. But you don't want your kids seeing somebody getting decapitated. You don't want to see porno. You don't want your kids seeing porno. You don't want to see your grandma seeing pornography either on the internet, or also hate speech towards different ethnicities, different cultures. We don't need that. That's also triggering. A lot of people can't handle that kind of stuff. We have a lot of sensitive people out there, and we should protect them.
Hey, Chris, here's the big issue. I don't care about all these sensitive people. Stop the sensitivity. Stop it. Like, we have just gotten so weak as a society over the years that it's terrifying. Like, you see something and then you immediately start crying about it. Like, just stop it. Like, words cannot hurt you. It boggles my mind that this is happening right now. Like, if you don't want to see something, block it. If you don't like what you're seeing on social, get off social. If you don't like the television show that you're on, stop being offended and stop watching it. That's it. Like, all these people are just losing their mind.
That's fine for adults, but what about like people that are not adults? What about people that are really susceptible to misinformation?
Do those kids, I think is the word you're looking for, not have parents?
No, they don't.
Oh, okay. So if orphans don't have free speech, but everybody else, look, I think the parents should get off their butts and stop putting their kids in front of a television, in front of an iPad, in front of a telephone. I think that the kids should also be taught from the beginning to think for themselves, does this make sense? And if it doesn't, to ask questions. And if their parents are just letting them see anything on their phones, anything that we're talking about, from beheadings to pornography to hate speech, like, that's not on the social platform's problem. It's on the parents' problem. Get your kids off of it.
But what if you're like a young gay boy, you're like 12 years old, you're not sure about your sexuality, and then you see some tweet, you see some post about, kill all the gays, right? You see this and it affects you mentally deeply. You might go closeted for the rest of your life because you are, so ashamed or so like conflicted by your sexuality that you can't go live your best life, or you can't live how you want to live, or get the freedom. As you said, you're about freedom of speech. You can't get the freedom freedom that you want in your life, what do you do for those people?
I'm going to say it right now. What if somebody says to that kid, you can't be gay? That's the most horrible thing that you can say to someone. I believe it in my heart. Freedom to do whatever you want and see whatever you want also means that there's the other side. And it sucks. And there's horrible things out there. And there's evil and there's hatred and there's bad things. But to be free and to be whatever you want to be a ballerina or whatever, like literally, I don't know what ballerina has to do with this, but to be whatever you want, there's also the other side. And you have to be raised strong enough to see the difference between an asshole and the beliefs that you have built in your head, heart, wherever. Raise your kids right. Freedom of speech for everyone.
That's a good note to end on. Freedom of speech. We'd love to know what you think. This has been a great episode. Hateful speech, free speech on the internet, on social media. Should it be allowed? Jason was for freedom of speech. I was against it. I really like censorship in this episode. So that was my take on it. Once again, this is the Marketing Combat Podcast, where we take an idea and one person takes the devil's advocate position, one takes a for position, and we battle it out to see who wins. We would love it if you comment, subscribe, tell your friends. Let us know what topics we should cover. Go to cubco.com/podcast. Let us know in the anonymous submission what topics we should cover on the next episodes. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.
See you next time.